Just a few months ago, I went to my university to go to class. I went to the library to study and to work on my deadlines. I prepared my assignments and discussed them with my classmates in class. But things are a little bit different now. Lectures, working groups, seminars, assignments, everything is online now and I don't have to go anywhere for my study activities. It can be hard to find a study schedule that really works for you. And in this video, I am sharing my daily study schedule that I use during this quarantine. My name is Rose and I make videos about student lifestyle. Before I start with the video, I think it's useful to show you my study routine. My study schedule will make a lot more sense to you once you understand what process I'm trying to get through during a semester to fully prepare myself for my exams. So during a semester or block, I first read my study material before I attend my lectures. And during my lectures, I take notes on my laptop and then I like to summarize my books using my lecture notes. And then after that, I print all my notes and organize all my study material in one place. And then I learn all the study material by heart and then I'm ready for my exam. Okay, so now that you know my study routine, I can show you the daily schedule that I follow. The first thing I do before I start studying is make a planning for the day. You can probably imagine that my exam preparation takes a lot of time and energy, and I just can't do it all in one day. So I break up all the big tasks and create little manageable portions. I do a little bit every day instead of doing a lot in a shorter amount of time. When I'm planning my day, I try to focus on just a few things. I find that if I only focus on one thing a day, it's really easy to get unmotivated quickly. But if I plan too many things, I can't fully focus on my tasks. So I try to find a balance. I do a few different activities. So for example, one online lecture, one chapter of reading, and 2 hours of paper research. This way it's easier for me to keep up. Once I've planned my study activities for the day, I start watching an online lecture. I try to get these out of the way the first thing so I don't have to worry about them during the rest of the day. And if I'm still a little bit sleepy in the morning, it's okay because I only have to listen to the professor and take some notes. I take my notes on my laptop in one document, and this is what works best for me because I can take notes very quickly and it keeps me more focused on the lecture. After my online lecture, I take a little break. I think online lectures can be intense because you have to be focused for quite some time, so I make sure to take a study break afterwards. Once my break is over, it's time for some real studying. I am annotating my books or I'm summarizing them. And that kind of depends on how detailed my book is. So if it's very detailed, I think summarizing would be a bit of a waste of my time. So that's when I just annotate my books. So this corporate law book, for example, is one of my more detailed books, so I'm annotating it using different pens. I like having one color scheme, and in this case I'm using blue. So let me quickly explain my color code to you. I'm using a blue highlighter for everything that's important, like the terms I have to know and all the most important facts. And I'm using a light blue pen for everything else that's important, but not the most important. And I'm using a dark blue pen for all the articles and a green bluish pen for all case law. I limit my annotating or summarizing time to 1 to 2 chapters a day, depending on how big the chapters are. Sometimes the chapters in my book are really big, so I don't do too many chapters a day. When I'm finished with that task, I take another study break and then work on assignments for my working groups or seminars. We often have to prepare an assignments before working groups, so I take some time to get those out of the way. I have to prepare 1 to 3 assignments each week. So I don't do this every day, but it's still part of my study schedule. In the late afternoon, I like to prepare the next day's lecture. I do this by reading the mandatory study material and going over the PowerPoint if there is one. I like to know what's going on in class, so I make sure I'm prepared most of the time. I notice that I get a lot more out of the class if I have some background knowledge on the topic. It makes it easier for me to distinguish the important notes from the less important notes, and I like knowing what's coming in class as well. If there's anything I didn't quite understand, I'll add a page flag to that page, and I make sure to pay extra attention in class when that topic is addressed. In the evenings, I do the more creative tasks like writing papers and essays. I feel a lot more inspired in the evening and my writing skills are somehow better in the evening. So I tend to do my research during the day or in the morning, then I let it sink in for a little bit, and then I put it all together in a paper during the evening. I have to write quite a lot for my honors classes and my research seminars, and I have deadlines on a weekly basis, so there's always something for me to write. So that is the study schedule that I use on a daily basis during the quarantine. It can be hard to find a study schedule that works for you, and that is why I recommend to keep trying and change little things until you find a schedule that you're happy with. Even though this video makes it seem like I'm studying all day, it's certainly not true. I do a lot of things between my study sessions, but my studies are quite demanding at this point, and I want to keep up, especially because the end of the year is approaching. So I'd love to hear your thoughts and your study schedule if you have one in the comments down below. Also make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know if you like this video by giving it a thumbs up. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!